So, Ian, there's this fiasco going on with Freddie Freeman and his former agent now. Um, it turns out that last weekend, when Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers were in town facing off Atlanta, he found out that Casey Close never told Freeman about the Braves' final offer. Therefore, he got very angry. He fired the agent, and right now is this whole back and forth of the agent trying to defend himself. Freeman is sticking to what he's saying. So my question to you is, do you think Freddie Freeman regret leaving Atlanta?
Freeman gave so much to the Braves organization. It's the organization he was drafted by, played his entire career there up until this season. And you saw in his emotion whenever he spoke during the weekend, his return to Atlanta, that he was very passionate, very emotional about everything with that organization, with that city. He won an MVP there in 2020. He won the World Series there in 21. Strong ties there. So there's going to be emotion no matter what. And then also when it comes down to the fact that there was a contract dispute, nothing has been confirmed on either side, whether there was another that final contract offer that wasn't communicated to him or not. As of now, it's his word against his word. So it's an interesting situation. It'll be fun to kind of see where this all comes out, where it all leads to. But I feel for both sides at this point, in that you really feel for Freeman that could there have been an opportunity for him to stay in Atlanta for more money, closer to what he was hoping for? That would be nice to see. But then also from the agent's perspective, he's been in the business for 30 years. So he has a reputation. If he was doing this regularly, he wouldn't have lasted 30 years. So you kind of have to go off a reputation on the agent side as well. So which side is right now? We don't know. It's kind of just hearsay and speculation at this point.
Yes, it's all speculation right now. Derek Jeter, I read a little bit on the New York Post that basically he defended the agent, saying that he's known him since he was 18 years old. It's been nothing, he had nothing but great things to say about him. The first year with the Dodgers, news comes out that he was misled. I don't recall. I mean, I will have to do some research on it. But I've never in my 22 plus years watching sports have I seen a high profile player being misled when finding out the news when he's already playing for another team. So that's pretty interesting. But at the same time, he accomplished so much in Atlanta. He accomplished so much. He's gonna have his jersey retire in Atlanta. He's gonna be a future Hall of Famer. And I feel that the Braves, they were smart in the sense that you go and grab Matt Olson, who's 5 years younger, and Freddie Freeman. So you got younger at the first base position. And look at Atlanta. Atlanta is still playing great baseball. The same thing with the Dodgers. Both sides are playing great baseball. So it would have been interesting to see, I'm not going to say nothing yet. Like, we got to wait for more things to come out, but because that's the tricky thing about today's sports. We don't know what's accurate. We don't know what's not. And people just want to go and be the first ones to report the news. So, we have to be very careful what news and information will be put out there. So I think we got to give it more time, more days, to see if anything new comes up. But it's just unfortunate that it had to come down to this, because now you're questioning the credibility of the agent.
100% agree with you that it's interesting to see where this is all going to shape out. That is it going to be on the agent? Is it going to be on Freeman? Is it going to be on the Braves? So many different parties in this, but I think as a baseball fan, I would say who wouldn't love to see a Dodgers Braves playoff series now with this added piece of that. They played the last 2 years in the NLCS. The Braves had the 3-1 lead in 2020. Dodgers come back and win it and win the World Series. They meet again in 21. Now the Braves go and win it and win the World Series. Who wouldn't love to see a rubber match now with this added wrinkle to it of the Freddie Freeman story?
A trilogy is highly possibility. But what I love about this season is that now the playoff format have been expanded. So, and in the game of baseball, is not predictable compared to the NBA. It's not about the most talented team. It's about who can come up, who gets hot at the right time. And we've seen this constantly in baseball. It's all about who gets hot at the right time. Atlanta last year, were they the most talented team? No. But what the thing about them was that experience played a factor, number one. And number two, they got hits at the right time. And number three, they just got hot at the right time. So I felt that once they got past the Dodgers, I said, okay, they made it to the World Series. Now they're going to face Houston. And then I was surprised, not the entire series, but the first 4 games. I was surprised that Atlanta went up 3-1 against that tough Houston team. But I picked Atlanta to win that World Series, and I'm glad they did. It was a long overdue. It's been 26 years, so I'm happy that Atlanta finally got over the hump. But a trilogy between the Dodgers and Braves, it could happen, and I feel that this one is going to be much more must see compared to the previous 2 seasons. Why? Because of this story that broke out, and not only that, but also, I can't help but forget about Clayton Kershaw. I don't know if they misquote him or whatever the case may be, but it sounded, based on what it was reported, it sounded that he felt a little some type of way of how Freddie Freeman reacted to the return from Atlanta. How Freddie Freeman basically reacted to the Atlanta crowd, basically saying, hello, you're playing for us now. So yeah, so I don't, like I said, I'm going by what's been thrown out there. I don't know, he probably got misquoted. But if you watched E60, Freddie Freeman, he's a very emotional person. He's gone through a lot in his life. So, and he gave so much to Atlanta, to the city of Atlanta, that organization. So I wasn't surprised that he was emotional on his return.
Completely agree there. That's something else that I wanted to touch on, that seeing what Freeman went through when he battled COVID right before the 2020 season, and that he was praying for his life, and then he goes out and wins the MVP. That's just an amazing story that you think about it. And he did that with the Braves. So of course there's going to be a really strong emotional tie to that. And to go on about Kershaw, Kershaw said that he hoped that the Dodgers weren't a second fiddle to for Freeman to the Braves. And that's always a concern, but whether they were or not, Freeman signed with the Dodgers and he's been producing. So it really, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter whether the Dodgers were his first, second, third, 10th choice. He's a Dodger right now. He's performing well, and they're winning. They're leading the division. Really, at the end of the day, those are the three things that matter. He's on there, he's producing, and they're winning.